Hello, my name is Christy Ducey, and I am a nursing student with Indiana State University. Today, I would like to talk to you about communication impaired individuals in the aftermath of a natural disaster. This project was designed to help you, 1, recognize inadequacies in emergency warning and alert systems where people with communication deficits are concerned. 2, develop better processes to ensure everyone is alerted in the event of a natural disaster and able to find disaster relief services. And 3, assess and periodically reassess current processes to determine when a process should be revised or updated. At this point, please stop the video and take the 10-question multiple choice test and then come back for the rest of the presentation. Well, how did you do? Let's take a look. Natural disasters. Some common natural disasters that occur on an annual basis, it seems like, are wildfires, earthquakes, which then also set off tsunamis, tornadoes in the Midwest, a lot of flooding, hurricanes, landslides. What is a hearing impaired person? A person who is hearing impaired might be completely deaf, or they may just have decreased hearing in one ear or both. A nonverbal person is someone who's not able to use their voice to communicate. They may be entirely mute, or they may just have a disorder of sounds that prevents them from effectively communicating verbally. And a blind person. A blind person is someone who is visually impaired. They may be completely blind and not able to see anything, or they may have partial vision loss. Maybe their periphery, or it's developing into full-on blindness. At any rate, to be without one of your senses during a natural disaster can be confusing, terrifying, and difficult, an added difficulty. In the aftermath of a natural disaster, all people are left feeling lost, confused, scrambling, and scared. Imagine being a person who couldn't hear the warning sirens or see to read instructions to emergency support services. How would you find your loved ones? How would you find safety? How could you have missed an early safety warning? We need to ensure these individuals don't get missed in our warning systems and that they're alerted on ways to seek and find help in the aftermath. Managers of emergency services must ensure they are able to effectively communicate to persons impaired in any and all ways, and they should include them in matters of emergency planning. The FCC and FEMA must ensure accessibility to warnings and alerts for all persons with communication deficits. I'd like to bring attention to this population of people who are at a higher risk of injury from a natural disaster because they are blind or deaf or mute or live with some level of communication deficit. The Americans with Disabilities Act requires emergency communications be fully accessible to people with disabilities. This health education project was designed to help you recognize inadequacies in emergency warning and alert systems that we already have in place, and to develop better processes that ensure that everyone is alerted in the event of a natural disaster and able to find disaster relief help, and then to periodically reassess those current processes to determine when a process should be updated or revised. Emergency city planning officials should reach out to their communities and learn how to make communication accessible to all. They should provide local resources to those in the community that may need assistance in an emergency in a format that they are able to access. After communities were affected by natural disasters in 2017 and again in 2018, the Office of Civil Rights and Civil Liberties made recommendations to emergency managers for the improvement of notification systems and disaster recovery services for persons with disabilities. Among the recommendations were to include organizations that support and provide services to those with disabilities when preparing for emergencies, and to train first responders and volunteers on how to be aware of disabilities and the use of alternative communication methods. For more information on the communication from the Office of Civil Liberties on effective communications for people with disabilities before, during, and after emergencies, please follow this link to read the full PDF of the communication sent. You can also find much more information on disaster preparedness through the American Disabilities Association, and you can access this following link to the Department of Homeland Security's that I accessed via the ADA.gov on listening sessions and recommendations that were held in order to determine better ways to help those in our community. Part of what you can do is identify those in your community with access and functional needs, and help train first responders and volunteers on the use of video relay services, text messaging, sign language interpreters, phone calls, and the use of social media messages these days is huge with all the access that we have to social media. Thank you.